Hey guys, it's Peace Daddy, Mr. Dollar here with another lesson. This is actually lesson number 2 from our series on mixtures and solutions. Card number 2 is about suspensions and deposits. That's the subject that we're going to learn about today, is suspensions and deposits. And the card says that the materials that you need are some chalk powder, some sand, and when I say chalk powder, I'm referring to exactly what it says. So it would look like chalk if you ground down a piece of chalk into a powder, but you can also use baby powder. That's what I use, is just baby powder. And you need some sand, and in the other container, that's what that is right there, just regular white sand from the beach. And 2 clear containers with lids. So I have 2 other containers, and they're clear so you can see inside of them, and they have lids on top. And they don't have to be this shape and size, just any container with a lid will work. You need some water. So I have about a cup or 2 of water there, and a spoon. Okay. So the directions say pour some water into one container and then add some chalk powder. In the other container, add some sand. Close the containers and shake them energetically. It looks as if the chalk and the sand dissolved. So let's try this out. In this one, I'm gonna put some of the chalk powder or baby powder. Not too much. This is a large spoon, probably a tablespoon, so I'm putting maybe half a tablespoon in there because my container is really small, and then I'm going to close it up so I don't make any spills. And this is really something that you could do at home if you wanted to. Get some supplies like this. A lot of these items I can say that I didn't spend a lot of money on them. I just purchased them at the dollar store, and some of these things you can just find at home. Okay, so the next part says to pour some water in. So I'm gonna pour some water in there, maybe a little more than halfway. Same thing with that one. A little more than halfway. So this one's the sand. Go ahead and cap that one. And then this one is the, like I said, you can use baby powder, chalk powder, just some sort of white powder. Okay, so I'm shaking it up. The directions say shake it energetically, so I'm gonna go kind of fast. All right, and then let's look at that. What do you think? Did it dissolve? That's what we're supposed to be thinking about. I'm gonna shake the one with sand. This is the one with sand. And I've got my tray here to catch any spills. That's why I have this little platter below me. There's the one with the sand. Okay, so like I said, the card says it looks as if the chalk and the sand dissolved, but let them stand for a few minutes. What do you observe? So I'm just gonna let them rest there for 1 minute. And again, the name of this activity is suspension and deposit. So I wonder what that tells us about what we're going to learn. And on the card, the statement on the back, this is card number 2, statement number 2, says the water will be clear and the chalk or sand will have sunk to the bottom of the container. It was in suspension. When the water became clear again, it was because being heavier, the chalk or sand had fallen to the bottom as a deposit. Okay, so there's our chalk, and I'm gonna hold it up as close as I can. Do you see the water is starting to clear up? And then right down here in the bottom, you can start to see the chalk, but it didn't look clear before. Before it was kind of cloudy. So now we're going to look at the other one. This one was the sand. Okay, and the sand settled a little quicker, and then this one was the chalk. The chalk is still looking a little cloudy, so there's probably still some particles in there that are in suspension, but it's starting to settle again. Okay, so think of some other examples of suspensions. One of my favorites that always comes to mind is when you're at a pond or some body of water and everything is nice and clear, and then something disturbs the water, like a animal or a person, and then all of a sudden the water gets cloudy, maybe because a fish stirred up the sand in the bottom of the water, just like in our suspension. But the water doesn't look like that all the time. After a while, the sand is going to go down and settle back down to the bottom, and that has a name when it does that. It's called a deposit. The sand is being deposited into the bottom of the riverbed or the pond or whatever the body of water is. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.